So this week I booked 6 gigs and I'm going to walk you through exactly how I did it.
How'd you do that?
I see that success is not something you pursue, it is something you are.
So this week I booked 6 gigs and we're going to talk about exactly how I did it. And a lot of people think in terms of, oh, there's some secret, something that he knows that, we don't. And well, I guess it kind of is. I'm not telling. But really, a lot of people think that there's some grand secret. And really, the way I was able to book these gigs and just gigs in general is execution. It really comes down to execution. I've got all my systems set up. And you got to understand that there is a lag time. There's a lag time between when you contact people and when you get your videos and all this stuff for your speaker brand. There's a lag time between that moment and when you start getting more gigs. Because in the beginning, nobody wants to hire you. I mean, you don't have a great website, you don't have great video footage, nothing. So nobody wants to hire you. So you start contacting people, you start emailing them today, tomorrow, the next day, a week, a month later, and you don't really get gigs. I mean, nobody's really replying to your stuff, or when they do reply, they're like, oh, well, think about it, and oh, well, we found a different speaker this time. And so there's a lag time that you got to be aware of. And so what really allowed me to book these 6 events this week is simply because I've already built up my video footage, my testimonials, my website. I built all that up. So when I did contact them, they basically said, yeah, looks great, let's bring them in. And you got to understand this lag time. I constantly prospect. I mean, every single day, I'm always prospecting. I'm always looking for events that can bring me in, constantly prospecting. I've got my email system set up, so I don't have to think, oh, what am I going to say? And I literally, I don't have to think about any of that because everything is set up. So you need to set this stuff up in your business. If you constantly wake up and you say, what am I going to do today? How am I going to find events? What am I going to say? If you're constantly doing that, you're doing it wrong. You got to set up your systems and you got to make sure you have this stuff down, because once you have it down, it's going to free up your mind in order to do other things. And that's how you're going to just book gigs in the long run. I mean, you got to ask yourself, how long will it take before you decide to change? I know there are a lot of speakers out there who literally, they don't buy product, they don't buy anything, and they think like, oh, things are going to change. They made a New Year's resolution last year, the year before that. They keep saying they wake up every day, now's the day, and then things literally don't change. You got to ask yourself, how long is it going to take before things change? What are you going to specifically do? Maybe you need more training. Maybe you need to actually put systems in place. At some point, you got to change. And ultimately, the way I booked these gigs is the way I book all of my gigs. At the beginning, nobody wanted to freaking hire me because, like I said, I didn't have the video footage. I didn't have any of that stuff. But now that I have it, now that I've understood that lag time, the time from when I sucked from the time to where I'm booking these gigs, now that I have that down, everything is much easier. So you need to understand the lag time, and you need to understand that literally everything you do now is going to help you get the gigs in the future. And the way I book those events is simply because I'm the bomb.